Just interested to know what's going on in the cosmos. Black holes, I mean, they're kind of a mysterious phenomenon, yeah?
I saw her article on the forces of energy, and I'd like to learn just about that fifth force and why that's so important to understanding gravity.
Without further ado, I'm Hilton Lewis, Director of the Keck Observatory here in Hawaii. And we're thrilled to be able to bring to you Andrea Ghez, who's one of the world leading researchers in black hole research. And she does most of her work right here in Hawaii.
Such a pleasure to be here to share the work that we've been doing for the last 23 years. I'm just delighted to have the opportunity to share the research that we're doing at Keck Observatory here in Hawaii. I love sharing the work that we're doing. We're excited, but to be able to come to Hawaii and share the work that we're doing here on island is truly special. When they do so, they do it kind of dramatically. They explode as a supernova. So that's what we're looking at here. So Keck Observatory has played an absolutely critical role in our research. All the research has been conducted here. We were fortunate enough to start this experiment really at the outset when Keck first started to operate. And we've collected both images and spectra, and we've worked on developing new methods for using this telescope. So Keck has been a very exciting place to work. It's at the absolute forefront of technology development, and I would say our project is a great example of technology-driven discovery. This is another animation of the data that we have, and it codes a couple of different things. So one of our first discoveries in this project was to prove that there's a supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy. In fact, this project has enabled us to come up with the best evidence to date that these truly exotic objects, which confront our fundamental understanding of physics, that they really do exist. Well, this year is super exciting for us. We've been preparing for it for years. There's a star at the center of the galaxy that is going through its closest approach to the black hole. Over a 6-month period, it will enable us to test Einstein's theory of general relativity in a regime that's never been tested before. So our 6-month experiment, it started in March and it ends in September. And there are 3 events associated with it. The first one happened in April, the second one happened in May, and the third one just started this week. So these 3 events between them will allow us to fully test and understand how gravity works near a supermassive black hole. Just last night, we were taking some of our first measurements in this third and final phase of this critical measurement that gives us this first direct test of how gravity works near a supermassive black hole. Thanks for your attention. So we're really fortunate in our group to have Devin Chu, who's a graduate student in our group and is from Hawaii, from Hilo. And he's working on the star SO2 that is allowing us to test gravity. And he's looking into the question of whether or not SO2 is a binary, whether it spends its life with a companion star going about it. And that's interesting from 2 perspectives. One is if you want it to be a good test of gravity, you don't want it to be a binary that will interfere with our ability to use it as a probe. And Devin has fortunately showed that there's no companion in sight. And then there's an astrophysical reason to be interested in that. It turns out in this region, it's actually quite hard to form stars that are young. And this is it looks like a young star. So it gives us insight into what we're calling the paradox of youth. How did these young stars come to reside in such a violent and inhospitable region? Oh, supermassive black holes are incredibly cool. I can't imagine a more fun and exotic object to study. They're the most extreme forms of astrophysical objects. They're a critical component of our understanding of how the universe works. To me, that's an incredibly compelling reason to study supermassive black holes.